my peoples. Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason. Could that fight be next? Welcome to Box Center. I'm Jay Smith, and this is your favorite boxer's favorite boxing show. Yo, Floyd Schofield Sr. said that his son accepted an offer to fight Abdullah Mason, I guess for $2.5 million. Is he capping? Are they actually going to fight Abdullah Mason? I remember when Shakur Stevenson told him, yo, if you want an opportunity to fight me, fight Abdullah first. And they kind of brushed that off. Is that fight actually going to happen? It would be interesting. I got to tell you right now, it doesn't take me a lot of time to predict that Abdullah Mason will win that fight. I'd like to see it. Would definitely like to see it. You know, I don't knock Floyd Schofield. He can fight. He's a very talented young man. I just feel like Abdullah Mason is more advanced and a better boxer, to be honest. Floyd Schofield comes across as the one who hit the hardest, but Abdullah Mason got power. Abdullah Mason can hurt you. You've seen him stopping opponents to the body, stopping opponents with big shots to the head. R30, my guy, what's the deal? What's the deal, my brother? Noble Young, what's the deal, my G? I don't know if y'all seen it, man, but Floyd Schofield's pops said that they accepted an offer to fight Abdullah Mason. And, you know, that's a fight I didn't think was going to happen so soon. R30, first to hit that like button. Hell yeah, my peoples. You know what it is. Hit that like button. This that real boxing content right here. But yeah, man, I'm wondering, you know, is that fight actually going to happen? Because as soon as a fighter pulls out of a fight, we start wondering, is he going to pull out of this one too? Schofield versus Mason, that's a heck of a fight. Hopefully Floyd don't get sick again, don't pull out again. LLYY, is that my bro right here? Salute. What's the deal, LLYY? Bam, we talking boxing, my brother. We trying to see what's going to happen. Is Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason actually going to fight next? I thought that's the type of fight that because they're both young, they were going to kind of let it marinate for a little bit and maybe 1 or 2 years down the line when one of them is a champion. But it's looking like they might fight next. If Floyd Schofield don't pull out of this fight. If he don't get sick. I ain't trying to knock nobody, but the last time Floyd was going to fight, he ended up pulling out. Apparently he was sick. So I want to see what happens now if they actually accepted an offer to fight Abdullah Mason. Aris, it will be a good matchup though. That's a good fight, man. Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason, I want to see it. I want to see it. I'm telling y'all right now, I got Abdullah Mason winning that fight. I don't have to think about it too much. I don't have to analyze too much. Don't forget to hit that like button, my peoples. I just feel like Abdullah Mason, you know, has more tools in his arsenal than Floyd Schofield. Floyd Schofield might be the harder puncher of the two, but we already know, my people, skills pay the bills in boxing. The hardest punchers don't always win. Sneaky Yancey, can I ask you something? Stop it. I mean, Sneaky Yancey, if it's boxing related, go ahead, my guy. LLYY, Floyd versus Abdullah, who's going to be the favorite and underdog? I mean, I think in that case, Abdullah Mason will be the favorite to win the fight. But we have to see. We have to see because, you know, they're both young fighters. They're both up and coming. They're both, you know, high-level skill type fighters. But I feel like Abdullah Mason is more advanced. got more in his bag of tools. My perspective. Sneaky Yancy, do you like socks? Well, that has absolutely nothing to do with boxing, Sneaky Yancy. What you just told me right now is that you corny and you don't understand that this channel is about boxing and you need to take your corny comments to another channel. So I'm getting you the hell out of here. You don't deserve to be here. You corny. You are corny. Goofy. Underrated Will, Jay Smith, and Box Center family. What's up? What's the deal, my brother? Happy to have you on as always. LOYY, Bandits MF, Jay Smith. Got his goofy ass out of here. We don't need that type of energy. Corny. Corny people. But again, me personally, my peoples, I want to hear your opinion. You know, do you got Floyd Schofield winning that fight? Do you got Abdullah Mason winning it? What do you guys see happening if they actually fight each other? Underrated Will. I like Schofield, but I think Mason can pull it off. 50-50 fight. Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, I think it is a competitive fight. You know, Floyd Schofield can fight. He got power. He's aggressive. And I just see Abdullah as being, like I said before, just more advanced, sharper, and more tools in the bag for him to win that fight versus Floyd Schofield. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, Abdullah Mason would have height and reach advantages over Schofield. I'm almost sure of that. So, but I want to see it happen. You know, I want to see Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason. His father did say that they agreed to a $2.5 million offer. I don't know if he's capping or not. They haven't, the fight hasn't been officially announced or anything like that. But according to his father, it's going down, to Floyd Schofield's father. LOYY, I want to say it's a draw between Floyd and Abdullah, but draw is rare, so I'll say Abdullah could win by a knockout. Underrated Will, Abdullah not winning by knockout. I mean, it could happen. If you look at Abdullah, his last fights recently, especially, he's been stopping people. He's been stopping them. So, I don't think it's out of the question that Abdullah can stop Floyd Schofield. R30, great young fight. Schofield gets sick again. He'll be an official ducker in my book. I was just saying that, my brother. Is Floyd going to make it to fight night? Or is he going to pull out or get sick again somehow? Hopefully, that doesn't happen. Underrated Will, Floyd Schofield can't take a punch. Abdullah can too. LOYY, Abdullah is sharp and fast. MashaAllah, he got that Ryan Garcia style. Abdullah Mason. Yeah, you could say offensive-wise, because defensively, Abdullah Mason is better than Ryan Garcia. He has a better defense. Underrated Will. But I think this fight's similar to Bud versus Arrow, just more of a younger end. I'm not sure, just because the style of boxing that these guys bring to the table. But, and also because you got to remember, with Arrow being physically bigger than Crawford, everybody was predicting that he's going to knock him out. In this case, I would say the knockout puncher might, Floyd Schofield might be the guy labeled as the knockout puncher, but he's not bigger than Abdullah Mason. R30, which is Bud. I mean, in this fight, I guess Abdullah Mason would be Bud Crawford, because Floyd Schofield is known as the puncher, I guess. Underrated Will, Bud is Abdullah and Schofield Arrow. The results, I don't know if it's going to play out the same way as Bud versus Arrow, but I do see Abdullah Mason winning that fight. I'm hoping that they are going to announce it, make it official, because, in boxing, until it's not officially announced and both contracts, that they're signed, you don't know if a fight is going to happen. It's been so many times where we're celebrating a fight and then it doesn't happen. So for now, all I have is that Floyd Schofield's father said that they accepted an offer to fight Abdullah Mason for $2.5 million. Great. If they accepted an offer, then we're on the right track to get in that fight. R30, I definitely want to see this fight. LOYY, you said that Abdullah has better defense than Ryan. What made you say that? Ryan gets hit more. Ryan gets hit more than Abdullah Mason. Simple as that. Abdullah, sometimes he could get a little bit irresponsible with the defense, but nah, Ryan Garcia's defense with the chin up and all that, he gets hit a lot more. Now, with Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason, I think that is a competitive fight. I'm not trying to suggest that Abdullah's just gonna smoke him or make it look easy or nothing like that. Although you never know. You never know. He might actually make it look easy. You never know until they actually fight. But I don't feel like Floyd Schofield has the skills to actually beat Abdullah Mason. I don't see it. And I got a lot of respect for Floyd Schofield as a fighter, as a young man. I believe that he can fight. He's a very good fighter. But I just see Abdullah Mason as being, his ring IQ. I think it's a lot better than Floyd's. And a lot of little things that I feel like he does better. Underrated Will. Abdullah would have to play the Bud sequence when fighting Floyd if it happens. I don't see Abdullah sitting in the pocket and fighting. I mean, you got to understand, Floyd Schofield is a pressure fighter. He's going to come forward. He's going to let his hands go. And Abdullah Mason, he's not just going to back down or fight the type of fight where the whole time he's using his footwork, moving around. Abdullah will stand in there. He does stand in there and trade with his opponents. He make himself get respected. By the way, my peoples, my audio, can y'all hear me good? Let me know if my audio is clear. Sometimes my audio be acting up. Microphone be playing games. R30, Mason the dog. I like his approach to boring. HR wants to smoke. That's facts. Abdullah Mason is the type of fighter who he's not going to take too long trying to study you. All right, thanks, R30. He's not going to take too much time jabbing and moving around. And he's going to mix it up. He comes in ready to mix it up. Whenever you're ready, he's ready too. LOYY. Who do you think the better performers between Abdullah and Floyd in their last fight? I mean, honestly, I can't even remember Floyd's last fight. Isn't it when he got cut against that dude? I can't remember Floyd. I know Abdullah was spectacular in his last fight, and he has been lately. The audio sounding so clean. All right, that's what's up, my brother. So I can't even remember Floyd Schofield's last fight because obviously, he was going to fight Shakur. That fight didn't happen, so it was a while back that he fought. I can't remember when was his last fight. So I think it's the fight that he got cut. And he's been cut a couple of times already. Bad cuts. But I don't remember how that fight really played out. If I'm not mistaken, though, he was in a dogfight. And Abdullah Mason was spectacular his last outing. And Abdullah Mason has been spectacular in his last few outings. Underrated Will. Do Floyd still train with Oscar and they both been dropped in their career? I mean, Floyd is with Golden Boy. I don't think he actually trains with Oscar, though. Hashbash, Schofield got dropped in his last fight. Look at that. Yo, I'm telling you, look, Schofield is a very, very good fighter. I respect him. I don't think he could be Abdullah Mason. And I'm not saying that because he got dropped in his last fight or because of his last performance. Because I always try to tell people, look, fighters, they're not going to look spectacular in every single fight. If you name any fighter, I can find you somebody that they faced that they did not look spectacular against. That they were in a dogfight and had to go the distance. That happens. And the same thing when a fighter gets dropped. A lot of people discredit him. Oh, he's chinny. Oh, he can't take a shot. Nah, that's not true. Getting dropped doesn't mean that you can't take a shot. Anybody could eat a shot that end up dropping him. Look, the Mexican Monster been dropped. The Mexican Monster has been put on his ass. And that doesn't mean that he's chinny. So I'm not going to say that Floyd Schofield is overrated or a hype job or anything like that because he got dropped. I believe he could fight. I just see Abdullah Mason as a better boxer overall. Overall, I'm talking about ring IQ, footwork, the better jab, the faster hands. Floyd Schofield is more of the aggressive fighter who has power in both hands, who's gonna look to hurt you. Abdullah Mason can outbox you. Abdullah Mason can pick you apart over a certain amount of rounds. And usually that's how he get his stoppage. Just pick you apart. And before you know it, boom, 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 beating you up. It's a beatdown. LOYY, I'm not really interested in those fights. I want to watch Bivol, Ryan, and Lomachenko, and this guy's not fighting no more. Underrated Will. Mason been dropped too. Well, I didn't even remember that. Oh, I don't remember watching it, but I had to have seen it, obviously. Oh, yeah. He got dropped, I think it was like 2 fights ago. Something like that. I remember. Now I remember. LOYY. Triple G have never been dropped, right? Nah, he never been dropped. And Canelo neither never been dropped. JB, dropped like a sack of potatoes. But it's what I'm saying. If we look at a lot of great fighters, there's a lot of great fighters that have been dropped. Muhammad Ali got dropped. Sugar Ray Leonard got dropped. Evander Holyfield got dropped. Lennox Lewis got slept brutally. So that's why I tell people, getting dropped does not define somebody's career. I know that sometimes fans see somebody get dropped. Oh, it's over. He's a bum. He's a hype job. He ain't shit. He got dropped. He's chinny too. Like, people be going ham on fighters when they get dropped. And it's like, nah, bro. The overwhelming majority of all-time greats have been dropped. We could find a name here and there and say, look, this guy wasn't dropped. This guy wasn't dropped. But it's been very few fighters who never visited the canvas in their whole career. Very few. The overwhelming majority, especially the greats, because what you have to understand, the great fighters always end up fighting a lot of top level competition. They always end up fighting hard punchers. And the day comes that they get dropped. It happens. It's part of the sport. Underrated Will. Shit, when Ryan dropped Devin, his stock went all the way down. Yeah. I don't think Devin's stock went all the way down because he got dropped. I think it went all the way down because how many times he got dropped and the type of beating that he took. LOYY. What do you think about the controversial Floyd Mayweather knockdown when he has fall with his hands? I mean, what is there to think about it? He ate a nice shot, put his hand down, and the referee didn't count it as a knockdown. Floyd is not going to be the only guy, the only star who gets a call in his favor. That should have been a knockdown, but I don't think it's even a big deal because he won that fight. That was versus Zab Judah. Zab Judah caught him with a big shot. He put his glove down. But at the end of the day, even if it was a knockdown, he still beat Zab Judah. He outboxed him and won unanimous decision. So that knockdown wouldn't have done anything anyways. Underrated Will. I heard Floyd Mayweather in bankruptcy. Is that true? Honestly, I don't know because he has a very high net worth. So, I don't know. I have to see more information come out. Because, there's a lot of fake news that be coming out. A lot of people be hating on Floyd. People dying for Floyd to go broke. So, honestly, I as of right now, I don't have any reason to believe that is true. I haven't seen it. R30, boxing taking steps in the right direction, letting these two young lions fight so early in their careers. And I think that's a good thing that they let them fight. Let them fight. And whoever loses, they can still have a great career going forward. It doesn't mean that your career is over. Ida Luz, Arango Navarro. Hello, Ida. Bam. So yeah, I think it's a good thing that they get to fight at the age that they're at right now. And the winner is gonna climb up. The loser is gonna have to go back to the drawing board. But they're young enough to where losing doesn't mean that they can't make it or that they can't become champions. JJ's in the house. Hello, Jay Smith. I'm here. Let's go. Everyone hit the like button. Hell yeah, my peoples. Make sure you hit the like button. Of course. Definitely. We headed to number one anyways. We might as well jump in the bandwagon and hit that like button. So what y'all think? JJ's in the house. What do you think about Floyd Schofield versus Abdullah Mason? Who do you have winning that fight? I understand with the people that saying it's a 50-50 fight. I get it. I understand it because at the end of the day, we're talking about two young, undefeated fighters. They have a very different style. That's why I like this fight. You know, those two styles, they collide perfectly. The boxer and the puncher. That's always been a classic matchup. Underrated Will. Floyd. Underrated Will. You got Floyd Schofield beating Abdullah Mason. You're the first one, my brother, that I've seen say that. Hash bass. Abdullah will be too much for Floyd. LOYY. Who Jay Smith think will win and how? I got Abdullah Mason winning that fight, outboxing him. I don't know if it's by stoppage. I know that Floyd can take a shot. Abdullah Mason can dish it out. But for now, I'll predict Abdullah Mason by unanimous decision. Underrated Will. Oscar set that up. Trust me. I believe. I hope they can make it happen. I really hope they can make that fight happen. Because, you know, we've been missing those type of fights. Like, I wish at that early stage, we could have got Shakur versus Devin Haney. Tank Davis versus Teofimo. Like, those fights could have happened when they were all in their early or mid-20s. And we didn't get them. So, and we're still hoping to see if we might get those fights. So, Floyd Schofield versus Abdullah Mason. Show the big guns how it needs to be done. LOYY, do you think any Ryan Wrights coming up? I enjoy this guy fights so much. Any Ryan Wrights? You mean Ryan fights? Underrated Will. Floyd, hash bass. JJ's in the house. Puncher has a better chance, but the boxer has an even better chance if he stays on the outside and sticks to the game plan. I think Abdullah Mason could beat him on the outside and on the inside. I know that Floyd Schofield might be the harder puncher of the two, but I think Abdullah Mason beats him no matter what type of fight it is. LOYY, Ryan fights. Are you talking about Ryan Garcia, LOYY? Because he's fighting on May 2nd. Underrated Will. JJ, that's what I'm saying. Yes, sounds good. I mean, like I said, my peoples, I feel like Abdullah Mason will beat Floyd Schofield no matter what type of fight it is. And listen, if you watch Abdullah Mason, he's a boxer, but he's not the boxer that's going to be on his footwork all night long and having the opponent chasing him around. That's not his style of boxing. He's going to stand there and trade with you. He's going to stand there, you know, and go back and forth. He'll go inside of the phone booth and fight you there. LOYY. Erase the message. So that's what I think. You know, Abdullah Mason is a very versatile fighter who can do it. You know, he can beat you in a football field or inside of a phone booth. He can do it any way you want to get it done. Underrated Will. Now, Floyd in the inside, bro, is very good. And it's been in the gym. He can look like a young Gary Antoine Russell. I'm trying to tell you, my brother. Like, Floyd is a very special fighter. LOYY, you think Ryan is on top fighters of his generation? That's to be determined yet. You know, Ryan hasn't won a title yet, so I can't put him there yet. That's to be determined. JJ's in the house. He's smart. He will put you in traps. Abdullah Mason. He'll set you up and put them hands on you. Kenston Luke. Abdullah versus Kid Austin. That's right, my brother. Also, these Floyd bankruptcy allegations. What's up with that? So the Floyd bankruptcy stuff, my brother, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't seen it from an official source. It's more like, it seems right now at least, that that's more like rumors. Um, we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see for more information to come out. Because at the end of the day, we already know Floyd has a lot of money. He has a lot of assets. He has houses. He has cars, jewelry. So we don't know if he got himself in the type of debt where his debt is more than what he owns. I don't know that. So more information needs to come out. I know there's a lot of haters out there hoping and praying that it's true. But honestly, I don't know that that is true. It doesn't seem that way. Time will tell us. Underrated Will. Amir Khan was saying that. What was Amir Khan saying, my brother? I don't know, Underrated Will. What was that Amir Khan said? Hash Bass. How can anyone say Floyd is the puncher when Abdullah KO percentage is higher than Floyd? That's that's what people consider it. People consider Floyd the puncher. JJ Zendejas. Is it true about Floyd? So be it. That's his personal life. Let's all worry about boxing. And you know, I do want to point out, JJ Zendejas, that when it comes to Floyd Mayweather and his money and you know, cars and properties and all that stuff, if he turns out to be bankrupt, which right now I don't think so, I haven't seen any proof of that. But if he is, people will have a field day. That's gonna be a major topic of conversation because you know Floyd Mayweather is always flossing, is always saying, "Look at my watch, look at my chain, look at my cars, look at my mansion." You know, he's that guy who's always flossing his wealth. So when people floss their wealth, if they run out of money, people gonna have a field day with that subject. Underrated Will. Trolling Floyd on how he in bankruptcy and broke. 600 million was out of take from him in 6 months. Underrated Will. Floyd Mayweather is boxing. LOYY. If Floyd Mayweather go bankrupt, all the motherfuckers that hated him and wanted him to lose fights will be happy now. That's true. People will be celebrating that. Celebrating it. You know, I know one person who will be celebrating it is Oscar De La Hoya. Because I remember Oscar De La Hoya, like, I don't know how many years ago, I can't remember it, but he said in 10 years, Floyd Mayweather's going to be broke. He said because of the lifestyle that he lives, that's why he got to keep coming back to do, you know, to do little exhibitions because he got to make money. That's it. He live a certain lifestyle that if, the moment he stopped making big purses and millions of dollars like that, he's going to go broke. Underrated Will. Oscar will be happy. I'm telling you, Oscar will be celebrating like it's Cinco de Mayo. LOYY. I don't think he'll ever go broke. That's one thing that it will never happen. I mean, you never know. You never know. In reality, I will never say that. I will never say that he will or he will not because you never know. Going broke, all it takes is a couple of bad investments and it don't matter how much money you got, you could go broke. Anybody could go broke. Matter of fact, I remember one time I told somebody that the way MC Hammer was moving, he was going to go broke. And I remember that's when he was a big star still. And they was like, nah, you're an MC Hammer hater. He got never ending money. He went broke. Broke. So from that time, I remember thinking, yo, it's true, man. Anybody could go broke. Keston Luke, I will not be happy if Floyd falls. He came from nobody. I hope it is not true. I mean, I haven't seen anything to tell me that it is true. It looked like it's just rumors. But Floyd Mayweather, you know, he's such a star that even if he does have to file for bankruptcy, he'll be able to bounce back up. Remember, Mike Tyson had to file for bankruptcy some years back. And he's a millionaire again. Making man money. So, hopefully it's not true. Underrated Will. He go broke. He going selling cars, boats, private jets, and more. That's the thing, though. If you file for bankruptcy, you're going to lose all those assets because they're going to take it away from you to pay towards your debt. Keston Luke, Shakur versus Tank is what we want to see, though. Listen, Shakur versus Tank, that's one of the biggest fights in boxing. And one of the most important fights in boxing. Let's see what happens. Tank is going to rematch Lamar Roach in June 21st. I think that fight's going to happen. Hopefully after that, Tank finally decides to fight Shakur. We tired of seeing him ducking him. Tired of it already. Underrated Will. Matter of fact, look up the Leonard Ellaby. What is Leonard Ellaby talking about? What he's saying? JJ said that CM Hammer told us, when you can watch everyone, watch out. I'm trying to tell you, man. If MC Hammer went broke, that's when I realized anybody could go broke. And Floyd Mayweather has a lot more money than MC Hammer had. But still, it just shows you that people with millions of dollars, they can go broke. Kester Luke, I say Shakur beats Tank. Honestly, he is more skilled. Yeah, I got Shakur beating Tank by unanimous decision. A good fight, competitive fight. Shakur winning on all three scorecards. A Boogie 616 salutes Box Center family. I give it to Abdullah, but will be great fight for boxing. Yeah, man. Two young guns. We want to see it. Two young guns. Both undefeated. Both, projected to have a great future in the sport of boxing. They don't need to wait. They don't need to let it marinate forever. LOYY, J. Smith, Shakur, and Tank are bros, and there is footage of them training together. Why will they fight? I don't know where you got that they bros. I don't know. I have no idea where you got that from. D. Willer, how tall is Mason? Honestly, I don't know off the top of my head how tall Abdullah Mason is, but I'm almost sure that he's taller than Floyd Schofield. William Allen, Shakur been fighting gym teachers. I mean, William Allen, tell me who wants to fight Shakur, because I would say he's been fighting the people who's willing to fight him. Tank is ducking him. Devin is ducking him. Teofimo is ducking him. Rolly Ryan is ducking him. He's the boogeyman. When you're the boogeyman, you fight whoever's willing to fight you, brother. That's the reality. You can't fight the people. You can't force people to step in the ring with you and fight you. Now, Tank Davis, if he wanted to, he could fight Shakur, but he don't want to. He don't want that action. Dear Will, I got Abdullah Mason. Me too. I know that Floyd Schofield is a kid who can fight, but I think Abdullah Mason is ahead of him as far as, ring IQ, footwork, hand speed, movement, jab. Like, I see a lot of things that Abdullah Mason has better than Floyd Schofield. Underrated Will. Nah, Shakur the hall monitor. Nobody wants it. Nobody wants it with Shakur Stevenson. Keston Luke, I think this is my favorite boxing channel. Just want to say I enjoy watching the Ennis fight with you guys. Appreciate it, my brother. Hell yeah. And by the way, that's how it's going to be. I'm always going to be calling all of the big fights. I'm going live. I'm calling them. And y'all know it. You guys who got to see it already, you know how I call the fights. Punch by punch reaction. Straight up. D. Willer, in my opinion, Teo will beat Shakur. I mean, it's reasonable to think that Teo can beat him, but there's a reason why they never fought. Teofimo could have fought Shakur if he wanted to, and he doesn't want to. He won't. Hash Bass, skills don't always win a fight, and the will and determination sometimes beat skills. That's true. I will point out Marcus Maidana versus Adrian Broner. Nobody would ever say that Maidana was the more skilled fighter. He wasn't. But he was just a guy that was relentless, throwing a lot of punches, coming forward. He will not be denied. Underrated Will. Shakur won't do it. Hash Bass. Easy work for Abdullah Mason. I'm telling you, man. Abdullah Mason, if they actually fight each other, I think he's gonna hand Floyd Schofield that first loss. I don't see it as easy work, but I still see him, beating him in a way that is gonna be convincing. I don't see it. It's not gonna be a controversial type of fight where we're like, oh, Floyd got robbed. No, 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 no. I think that Abdullah Mason walks out of there with a comfortable win. LOYY Shakur and David need the BMF belt. I think that Floyd Schofield and Abdullah Mason is a fight that I see it as competitive, but I also see Abdullah Mason winning in convincing fashion to where there won't be any controversy behind that win. And it's a good fight. It's a fight. Listen, it's a good fight when everybody is on board with that fight. As soon as you mention it, people are like, whoa, I want to see it. I like it. People are on board with that fight. So right there, people want to see it. That's the type of the type of fight that the fans want to see. JJ said that MC Hammer is doing better now after bankruptcy. He's supposedly doing better. He is worth over $3 million in investment in tech stocks. I remember when he was a bad boy for the Oakland A's. He's not doing better. I know he's doing good. He's back to being a millionaire, but he's not doing better than what he was in his heyday. Like MC Hammer, his mansion alone cost over $20 million, I think. He had the waterfall in his living room and everything. So he's not doing like that, but he's doing good. He's a millionaire again. Hash Bass. Either it's going to be a stoppage or Floyd father will throw in the towel. Damn, you got Floyd Pops throwing in the towel for him? You got Abdullah Mason just straight baiting him up. And look, it could play out that way. I don't see it playing out that way, but it can. But Floyd is a kid that he can take a shot. I gotta give him his respect. You know what I'm saying? Floyd is a kid that Boogie 616. I agree with Hash. Floyd, I would say, I give him his respect. He's a kid that can take a shot. He's a tough young kid, young lion. So, I see him fighting and fighting hard. Bellelin Hernandez, mi amorcito, te quiero mucho. But that's I see Abdullah Mason winning that fight. I don't know how it happens. I can actually see that fight going the distance and Abdullah Mason having his moments here and there, but overall, Floyd outboxing him throughout the fight and winning a comfortable unanimous decision. Underrated Will. I smell upset. I mean, look, that's so you could see how interesting that fight is. We see some people that see an upset. We see some people that see Abdullah smoking them. And then there's the folks in between. Like me, that I see Abdullah winning, but I see him winning a tough fight that goes the distance. That's it. That's a great fight. This fight has the anatomy of a classic showdown between two young undefeated fighters. We're not getting enough of that these days. We already know how it is with the era where fighters protect that O. They don't want to take a loss, so they don't fight a guy that might dish one out to them. This is the type of fight that we need. Two young, hungry lions, both undefeated. Somebody's going to lose that O. D. Willer. Floyd dropping Mason off, but Mason still win. You got Abdullah Mason beating Floyd Schofield after getting dropped. Whoa. Kester Luke, I think we need to reevaluate our pound for pound list. I mean, listen, the pound for pound list right now is very interesting because there's some major players in the game that have done some big things. Like, just with Bivol, you got to wonder, where do you now put Dimitri Bivol in that list? Where do you put him? After what he did to Arthur Beterbiev, where do you put Dimitri Bivol on that list? Bivol done already beat two undisputed champions in Canelo Alvarez and Arthur Beterbiev. LOYY, who do you think the winner of Chris versus Ben should be? I got Conor Ben winning by stoppage. Hash Bass, underrated. Will break it down to me how you see an upset. Underrated Will. A person in chat said easy work with Oscar in his corner and Bernard Hopkins. Y'all crazy. I don't I don't see it as easy work at all. Some fighters, I don't know why would I see it as easy work when I already know the skills that they bring to the table. Keston Luke, bro, after what he did to Canelo, bro, yo, but I gotta say, when it comes to Canelo, we gotta remember Canelo moved up to his division and had to run right back down to 168. Canelo's a very, very small guy at 168. At 175, he a midget. So I like Bivol win over better BF more than his win over a smaller Canelo. I think that's a bigger win. JJ Sendejas, remember he ducked Benavidez. Kester Luke, Conor needs to go his weight class after this. I can see him and Devin. I can see that fight too. There's a lot of good fights for Conor Ben at welterweight. And by the way, I'm going to remind y'all, Bill Haney, and this was in January. In January of this year, Bill Haney said he would like to see Devin Haney fight Jerome Boots Ennis. What y'all think about that fight? What y'all think about Devin Haney trying to snatch them titles from Jerome Boots Ennis? Underrated Will. Caught off Abdullah and pressured him, and they both been knocked down. Underrated Will. Floyd Schofield been cut and dropped and still won. He very tough. Yeah, he a very tough fighter. That's why I don't think, that Abdullah Mason is just going to stop him. Floyd is a tough kid. JJ's in the house. Boots wins. Kester Luke. Devin can't handle Boots. Yo, Boots versus Devin, that's a heck of a fight. I would like to see it. Will we get it? I don't know. But that's a great fight. I would love to see that fight. Hello, YY. Bill Haney always promoting his son. Devin, without his dad, he will not be where he's at today. Well, Bill Haney's done a great job. The promoter, the hype man. Underrated Will. Abdullah been knocked down and won too. Kester Luke. I say Floyd Schofield is Sean Porter with more skills. I would say they have there's similarity in their style. I wouldn't say he's more skilled than Sean Porter, but time will tell. I don't see it that way, to be honest. Underrated Will. Devin Haney been knocked down and lost. I don't like that for Haney. You mean Haney versus Boots? That was actually floated around by Bill Haney himself. What I think is that their perspective is, if Boots grab all these titles, then we could fight him and grab all them titles and right there, reign supreme in the welterweight division. JJ's in the house. Boots has too much firepower. Hash Bass. Abdullah is on the road to be one of the best fighters, and Floyd is tough. But against who? D. Willer. I got Teo dog walking Barboza. Teofimo and Barboza, that's a good fight. And I've said before that Barboza is the one who has the best chance of pulling off the upset. Barboza can fight. Barboza, I don't know how you got Teofimo dog walking him. I don't see that at all, my brother. I got Teofimo winning that fight, but he ain't dog walking Barboza, man. I don't see that at all. Kester Luke. Where's Errol Spence in all this? Do we say he's washed or he had a bad night? Now, the part about him having a bad night, that's out of the question. When you say he had a bad night, that all that does is try to take credit away from Crawford's exceptional performance. He got beat by the better fighter. And he took such a nasty beating that he's been out of boxing for almost 2 years. Will he come back? I don't know. He was supposed to come back versus Fondora. He pulled out of that fight, and his name now is being mentioned along Mario Barrios. Let's see if they make that fight happen. Keston Luke. No, LOYY. Boots versus Haney is crazy. Haney will get bullied like how Ryan did to him. I mean, not necessarily, because you got to remember, he stepped up to Ryan and went toe to toe, blow to blow with him, thinking that, I don't know, he could trade leather with him. I'm pretty sure he will not fight with Boots that same type of fight. You'll see him using his footwork, keeping that jab out there, doing little things that he should have been doing against Ryan Garcia. Underrated Will. Devin Kemp, best Boots. Ryan really exposes flaws to the world. Pressure bust pipes. JJ's in the house. Spence did have a bad night. Poor guy got fucked up that night. That's it. You know, the notion, and every time a fighter gets beat, and I hear people say, oh, he had a bad night. To me, that's just like you don't want to give credit to the other guy that was in the ring with him. That's why. So instead of saying, yo, this dude fought hard, this dude killed him, this dude did crazy, people rather just say that they had an off night. To me, that's like hate. D. Willer. The Devin hate is wild. So what's up, D. Willer? You got him beating Boots? Let me know what you got. If Devin Haney's able to get that fight with Jerome Boots Ennis, how do you see it playing out? Keston Luke. Boots versus Crawford. Boots versus Crawford is going to be a very tough fight to make. And the reason I say that is because Crawford is going to fight next at 168. So where is Crawford and Boots going to meet up? We know that Crawford will never go back down to 147, where Boots currently fights. So I think the ship has sailed on that fight. I don't think we're going to get Crawford versus Boots. Now, Devin Haney versus Boots, that's a fight that can happen. Arch 30, Schofield got that muscular, stocky build. I wonder about his conditioning. I mean, he's shown to be in great shape when he fights. And he's hurt guys late in fights. So, Schofield, he's a disciplined kid. He's a tough fighter. And I don't see any issue with his conditioning. Bright Alozi, Boots will beat the brakes off of them. Look, I tell you what, man. If Bill Haney and Devin believe that they could beat Boots, have at it. I just don't see it. I see Boots beating Devin Haney as well. Brutally. That's how I see it playing out. LOYY, nah, bro. We don't want to see Boots versus Crawford. We want Canelo versus Crawford. We're going to do a protest to not make that fight happen. A Boogie, I want to see Crawford versus Gary Russell Jr. I mean, I know that they don't like each other and Crawford was ready to beat him up in real life, but we'll never get that fight. That's never going to happen. Besides the weight, too much difference in weight. Underrated Will. And for Devin to say Ryan, a C-level fighter, and get exposed like that, shit, I sue too. Look, man, I don't think that the lawsuit was a good idea. I don't know who advised them to sue, why did they go in that direction? Because all it did, I'm going to tell you something. When Devin Haney sued Ryan, that made his stocks go down even more. Oh, you're going to act like a bitch? Stocks going down. Look. They're fighting on the same night. And Devin Haney's the undercard. Ryan Garcia is the main event. That's where they stand right now. Underrated Will. Gary sucker punched Crawford in real life. They had outside beef. Hash Bass. It doesn't make any sense for Spence to fight at 147 when he mentioned it hard for him making 147. Arch 30. Crawford versus Boots sounds good on paper, but will never happen. Yeah, I don't see that. Like I say, with Crawford fighting Canelo at 168 next, I don't know how they could fight. Even going down 2 divisions to fight at 154 in his very next fight is a tall order. Like, I don't see that happening. Bright Alozi. Boots will stop Devin inside 4 rounds. I don't think he'll stop him in 4 rounds. I think he will stop him. And the reason I say not in 4 rounds, because Boots normally, first couple of rounds, he started a little bit slow. Then he started picking up the pace. And I know that Devin Haney's not going to go toe-to-toe with Boots. He's going to use that footwork. He's going to use every single inch of that ring. Boots going to have to chase him around and slow him down to the body and eventually catch him. But I think he's going to have to work on him to actually slow down that footwork. JJ's in the house. I don't hate Haney. I just think he doesn't have enough to keep Boots honest. I mean, Devin Haney versus Jerron Boots Ennis, that's a fight I would not have seen coming. But Bill apparently wants to make it happen. He believes. Now, I got to tell you something too, my peoples. Because we all know that Devin Haney, whether you like him or not, I think we should be able to agree that Devin Haney's a special fighter. You know, he's accomplished a lot at his age. And he's been in there with top level opponents. So, this is the type of fight that if Devin Haney was to hand Boots his first loss, his stock will skyrocket. And once again, he'll be on top of the world. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I got Boots beating him. I got Boots beating him. But if Devin Haney shocks all of us and wins that fight, he's on top of the world once again. Just like that. Just like that. Hash Bass. Devin Haney doesn't want to no parts of Ryan because he didn't do an immediate rematch and didn't get criticized for it. I mean, I think, I could be wrong, but I think if they both win on May 2nd, we're going to get a rematch at the end of the year. Underrated Will. Yeah. Special in court. I hate snitches. Right, Alozi. Davis is accomplished. He is not special. R30. Come on, people. Haney struggled with Ryan, so I think Boots take him for a walk in the park. But all I'm saying, R30, is that Devin Haney's not going to fight Boots the way he fought Ryan. You got to remember, many times during that fight, he went toe-to-toe, blow for blow with Ryan and paid the price multiple times. I don't think he's going to fight that type of fight with Boots if that was to happen. Underrated Will. And it was 0.01 Osterin. It was 0.01 Osterin when he got tested. We don't know how much it would have been if he got tested a week before that. We don't know if he was through a full steroid cycle and was coming down off of it when he was tested. So I don't even bring up those numbers. To me, those numbers are irrelevant. That's completely irrelevant, my brother. That's my opinion. That's why when it comes to the rise with the steroid situation, I don't talk about it because I just don't know. I don't know if he consumed something that was tainted, if they messed with his stuff so he could come out like that, or what happened. You know, I don't think that we have enough information to really know if he did that on purpose or what the case may be. But I will say, what we do know is that he put a nasty beating on Devin Haney. They could erase the win from the record and erase the loss from Devin Haney, but they not going to erase that ass whooping from our minds. That ass whooping. I could just close my eyes and I could see boom, 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 all the left hooks landing in Devin Haney. I close my eyes and I see Devin Haney looking like Leonardo, the Ninja Turtle. Like that, swole up. He took a nasty beating, bro. King Nadish. No way your eyes are green. They're right around there. Hash Bass. It doesn't matter if Devin do the rematch. And the thing is, it wasn't immediate like a true champion would. And history proved it. I mean, he chose not to. For whatever reason, they chose not to. I'm not going to knock him for not taking the immediate rematch. Now, if he don't want to do the rematch ever again, then I would knock him. Then I would be like, whoa. You took a nasty beating like that, and you've been talking that you're going to beat him up, you're going to rematch him, you want it in blood, and then you don't do the rematch, that's going to look bad. but not taking an immediate rematch, I'm cool with that. And you know why I'm cool with that? Because he took a nasty beating in the first fight. He took a lot of punishment, a lot of hard punches to the head. And 2 fights in a row like that can have you stuttering, messing up your words, confused and shit, punch drunk. So nah, hold on. Let's let him fight somebody else, a tough opponent in Jose Ramirez. Hopefully he don't get upset. And he wins this fight, looks good, gets his confidence up. Let's get him back in the ring with Ryan Garcia. I'm cool with that. Underrated Will. They sued first, their return to the ring is crazy. I mean, because the lawsuit didn't work, that shit got dismissed. Or I think they came to an agreement as well. But the lawsuit, that was a horrible decision to make. I don't know who the hell advised Devin or his pops, hey, let's sue them because they beat us up. That's crazy. Underrated Will. I used to like Devin as a fighter a lot. Just can't believe him. I mean, look, a lot of people are disappointed with the lawsuit situation. That's not what you want to see in a prize fighter, but they made that decision somehow. Not a good look at all. I think that's part of the reason why Devin Haney got a lot of hate. Because boxing it's a tough man sport. It's the hurting business. So when you got somebody, who gets beat the way he got beat up and says, I'm going to sue you now, it's not a good look. You don't look tough. You look like a little, you know what, when you decide to take somebody to court because they beat you up. And think about this. When Margarito used a plaster against Miguel Cotto and beat Miguel Cotto badly, what did Miguel Cotto do? He didn't sue him. He fought him again in the rematch and beat him up in the rematch. Beat him up. So that's what people want to see. It's like, oh, he cheated? Get him back in the ring and put the beats on him. King Nadish, who is the best brawler in boxing? I mean, before he retired, I think the best brawler was Sean Porter. Before he retired. But right now, actively, I'm not sure. I really will have to think about that. Hash Bass, I can't believe you don't knock him for a Jay Smith, because if Tank doesn't do the rematch with Lamar, you will go insane. Brother, you have to understand. I don't knock him because his fight, it was due to steroids. And he got hurt real bad by somebody that was in steroids. Tank Davis is different. I would knock Tank Davis because he lost that fight, got gifted a draw. You see, Devin Haney wasn't gifted a no contest. What happened with Devin Haney is that Ryan cheated. That's different. Somebody cheated and beat the crap out of you. So, okay, take a break, fight a tune-up. And he took a tough opponent. But nah, that wasn't the same situation with Tank Davis and Lamar Roach. Lamar Roach got robbed. He deserved his rematch. That's why. Keston Luke, I had enough of Bill Haney. Keston Brawler, I put Hagler there. So the thing about Bill Haney, like him or not, I have to say he's a very good promoter. Bill Haney has done an amazing job of promoting his son and getting him all the way to the top. He's the hype man of that team. Because the thing you got to think about this, Keston Luke, Devin Haney, he's a fighter who he doesn't talk too much. He's very quiet. And he would be boring in a press conference if it wasn't for Bill Haney. So Bill Haney is the hype man of that team. The guy that gets everybody talking, gets everybody going. Hagler is without a doubt one of the best brawlers of all time. Of all time. That's a fact. JJ's in the house. It sucks for Haney because for what he did, people pull his man card. I mean, I gotta say, look, man, Devin Haney, he was in a tough fight with Ryan Garcia. And we gotta see, Jose Ramirez is not a regular Joe, an average Joe. He can fight. So Devin Haney's going right back to a tough opponent. COE Films, what's up, Jay? Yeah, man. He got gifted. Robbed blindly. What's good, my brother? Yeah. Lamar Roach got robbed. Period, point blank. Keston Luke. By the way, where's Danny Garcia? His style fighting. Danny Garcia is a top level fighter, man. Because Danny was that guy that he could box you, he could fight you. Right now, Danny Garcia is a promoter, and he's doing pretty good. In fact, Kermel Moton has fought in some of Danny Garcia's promotional events. Underrated Will. Hit that like button, my peoples. Hell yeah, man. We one away from 20 likes. Get me to 20 likes, my peoples. JJ Zender Hashaney is like Bam Rodriguez. Camera shot. Yo, Bam Rodriguez, man, that's the thing that bothers me about him. Like, he's supposed to be a way bigger star than he is right now. But why? He don't be activating his Instagram. He don't be on social media. He don't be... Like, when you're a star, you got to let the fans see you. The more the fans see you, the more your star power can grow. You got to post stuff and let fans share you. Let fans, interact with the fans. I used to follow Bam Rodriguez on Instagram, and I think he's been off of Instagram for like 2 years already at this point. Deactivated his Instagram. So I think they got to do a better job with Bam of putting him out there, letting the people see him. Because he's not, if we take into account his accomplishments, how many champions he beat, the titles that he's won, he should be a way bigger star than what he is right now. My peoples, I'm about to end this live. We've been at it for an hour. Damn, y'all didn't get me to that 20 likes, man. It's one more like to go, man. One more like. Somebody hit that like button. Arch30, one thing for sure, Haney is confident in his skills, even though he sucked in Shakur. I mean, he's scared of Shakur. He ducked Shakur, you're right. But I think besides Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney's willing to fight anybody. That's why Shakur's the boogeyman. Like, a lot of people will fight anybody but Shakur. But my peoples, I'm about to get the hell out of here. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming through, showing me love. Shout out to Keston Luke, Arch30, JJ Zendejas, Underrated Will, LLYY. Everybody who showed up, y'all already know, man. COE Films, Keston Luke, Hash Bass, King Nadish. My peoples, y'all already know what it is, man. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. This is Box Center, your favorite boxers, favorite boxing show. I'm Jay Smith, and I'm going to be the number one boxing channel on YouTube. It's the inevitable, my peoples. I promise you. Jump in the bandwagon. Come through. See you tomorrow, my peoples. I'm out of here. Peace.